Kahit sabihin mo withdrawn na to, kahit sabihin mong nice try, etc. We know that that's for the cameras.
So ito nga mga kabayan, ating silipin ng Day 18 ng impeachment ni VP Sara Duterte dahil dito po ay formal na nagsalita at nagpaalala si Senator Judge Alan Peter Cayetano sa pagdepensa sa prosecution at mga kapwa mambabatas na maging maingat at mapili sa paggamit ng mga salita upang mapanatili ang integridad ng korte, mga kabayan.
Kahit sabihin mo withdrawn na to, kahit sabihin mong nice try, etc. We know that that's for the cameras. Kapag may certain word na may not only negative but may emotional attachment, magba-viral na yan. And it will really affect the integrity not only of the court but of the decision sa huli.
Sometimes we get carried away by our zeal and our passion, Your Honor. But we at the prosecution, we just want to call a spade a spade. We will try to behave. Na kapag paiba-iba ang rason, maaring nagsisinungaling lang or talaga namang ito ay isa lamang scam.
Your Honor, please.
You and I both know, Attorney May, I have to sustain whatever basis for the objection Attorney Christine may
Yes, Your
give.
Honor. Move to strike the scam and nagsisinungaling.
So stricken off the record.
Last item, Your Honor.
Yes, proceed, Attorney May.
Kay Mr. Antonio, kanina sinabi mo na si Vice President mismo ang humingi ng confidential fund sa simula pa lang. Siya ang humingi ng 250 million mula sa DBM. Tama ba?
Yes.
Siya rin ang nag-decide kung magkanong amount ang ire-request. Tama ba? Ultimately, sa kanyang nanggaling ang desisyon. Tama ba?
Yes.
At pinirmahan niya rin ang approval para sa pag-release ng pondo. Tama ba? Through the disbursement vouchers. Tama ba?
Yes.
Yes. Pinirmahan niya rin ang mga liquidation reports at certification supporting the liquidation reports. Tama ba?
Yes.
Okay. In short, you will agree with me. This whole confidential funds matter, ang arkitekto at mastermind nito ay si Vice President Sara
Your Honor,
Duterte.
please. Your Honor, please. Objection.
Sustained. Counsel.
Mastermind. Move to strike, Your Honor, the
Your Honor,
statement.
may we request, Your Honor, that it remain on record?
May I request you likewise
Move to strike, Your Honor.
I will have to strike it off, Counsel. Kindly replace it with words that are more acceptable, such as that everything was approved by and with the consent of or with the full knowledge of. It's up to you. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Mr. Antonio, she was the architect. Yung confidential funds na to,
Objection, Your Honor.
kung paano ito i-disperse at gagamitin, i-utilize,
Objection.
siya ang architect ng buong ito.
I will have to sustain the objection again, Counsel. Allow me. Mr. Antonio, lahat ng nangyayari at ginawa kaugnay ng confidential fund mula sa paghingi nito sa DBM, sa paggastos, kung paano ito ginastos, paano ito niliquidate, kasabay na yung mga sagot na binigay kaugnay sa OEM, Notice of Suspension at Notice of Disallowance. Lahat ito ay alam, nasa ilalim ng supervision, pinahintulutan at inotorisa ng ikalawang Pangulo.
Wait.
Gusto mo i-say ko?
Can you repeat, Your Honor?
Lahat ng bagay kaugnay sa confidential fund mula sa pag-request, sa pag-release, sa pag-encash, sa paggastos, sa pag-liquidate, sa pagsagot sa mga AUM, Notice of Suspension at Notice of Disallowance, ay una, nalalaman ng ikalawang Pangulo. Pangalawa, inotorisa niya base sa mga pirma niya sa iba't ibang dokumento. At pangatlo, ay nasa ilalim ng kanyang supervision bilang head of agency. Would that be an accurate statement, or tell me if it's not?
Based on my understanding, sir, and based on what I know, sir, yes, the vice president knows about the confidential activities and how it is being implemented.
I'll pursue it further. May ginawa ka ba na hindi alam o inauthorize ni Vice President Sara kaugnay sa confidential funds kasabay na yung pagsagot mo sa mga AUM Notice of Suspension of Disallowance?
None, Your Honor.
Lahat alam niya at inauthorize niya.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sa pagkakaalam mo, may ginawa ba si Gina o si Colonel Lachica kaugnay ng confidential funds mula sa disbursement, mula sa withdrawal, disbursement at liquidation na hindi nalalaman o inautorisa ng ikalawang Pangulo, if you know?
As to Miss Gina and Colonel Lachica, Your Honor, I would have no personal knowledge on it.
Okay.
Your
Any
Honor,
final questions, Attorney May?
That would be all for direct, Your Honor.
Your Honor, please.
Yes, Attorney May, Attorney Christine rather.
Before we release the witness and adjourn, Your Honor, there is a consensus, Your Honor, that we will ask the court, the respondent would like to ask the court to remind the prosecution, Your Honor, not to use inappropriate words, Your Honor, like scam, mastermind, nagsisinungaling. This is the third time, Your Honor, that we have heard those words, specifically the word scam. And this is a solemn proceeding. This is a court of law. This is a court of procedure and actually a court of decorum. And we are not supposed to make insinuations, accusations, or conclusions, Your Honor. So we request the court to kindly remind the prosecution.
Yes, I agree with counsel. Earlier, the court made an admonition and reminder to the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, but did not strike out those statements. But subsequent similar statements made were stricken off from the record by the presiding officer. But it does seem that it's becoming a, I would rather use the word habit than pattern, for the panel of prosecutors to close their direct with such strong statements. So kindly, yes, what is the pleasure of Senator Judge Cayetano?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, Mr. Senate President, dear colleagues. I'd just like to take note that so the presiding officer made a ruling. We all know the intention and the duties of the prosecution. We admire your passion in trying to prove your allegations, but we're also all aware that the medium is the message. So during the time of radio and even TV, you make that statement and then it is stricken off the record, it's forgotten. There's no, if I can use the word, mind conditioning. And in fact, when I first became a senator in 2007, talagang hahanapin mo talaga yung records. That's why even here, kapag ka may disagreements and medyo nadala ng emotion, pinapa-strike off the record. At pagka sa labas ng Senate nangyari, naghahamunan ng, you say that here, para magsagutan tayo. So the problem nga with coming up with words especially, and this is for both sides and even for the senator judges, when we use certain words that can be, sa Tagalog, bansag. Binansagan mo na na scam o scammer, binansagan mo na nagnakaw, etc. So personally, I don't mind if you use words that is already in your pleadings or in your articles of impeachment. But of course, it still should come from the witness unless you can frame it in a way that it's not only the dignity of the court. I'm just saying, let's all be aware that when we say it, even if we say withdrawn or even, both sides, kahit sabihin mo withdrawn na to, kahit sabihin mong nice try, etc. We know that that's for the cameras, not just for the court. Diba? Kasi kaming 24, whether we watch it here, we watch it in our cell phone, we watch it inside, kami magde-decide. But we all know we're also trying to convince you, not we. The prosecution and defense is trying to convince the public that either the Vice President or her office or whoever is guilty or innocent. So, yun lang, let's be circumspect without pointing fingers to anyone, both sides. Dahil nga, kapag may certain word na may not only negative but may emotional attachment, magba-viral na yan. And it will really affect the integrity not only of the court but of the decision sa huli. Diba? So, I just like to agree with you and emphasize na, you know, in the future, if you say that nagkamali, let's not kid each other. No? Kahit kaming mga senator judges, nagkakamali din kami. Lalo pag nag-i-interview na or kaharap na yung vloggers or yung traditional media. But once masabi mo, it takes a life of its own, diba? Those words. So we have to really be more circumspect in choosing our words, Mr.
I will allow Attorney May to comment before we proceed with other administrative matters. Yes, Attorney May?
Well, Your Honor, we apologize if sometimes we get carried away by our zeal and our passion, Your Honor. But we at the prosecution, we just want to call a spade a spade.
Within limits,
But-
you may.
Yes, Your Honor. But henceforth, to borrow the words of my colleague, Your Honor, we will try to behave.
That will be part of the chair's ruling as well. However, since we're ending at 2:30, Attorney Christine, your cross will proceed tomorrow
Yes, Your Honor.
and redirect and recross as well. But with the permission of the counsel for the parties, so the chair will begin the proceedings tomorrow with its ruling in regard to the August 12 manifestation of Attorney Sheila. So we will begin tomorrow with Attorney Ligutan, giving him his 5 minutes of explanation or not longer than that. The ruling, and then we'll proceed with your cross, Attorney Christine, and then your redirect and recross, if any, by Attorney May and Attorney Christine, respectively. In the meantime, before we adjourn, for the information of Senator Judges, according to the Senate President, we shall convene session at 3 p.m. The court acknowledges the report of the clerk of court with respect to the comparison of the acknowledgement receipts and directs the clerk of court to furnish a copy of its findings, which the presiding officer initially mentioned last week, to the counsel for the parties as well as the senator judges. So ordered. In relation to the condition of Edward Fajarda, I am in receipt of a report by Dr. Season, the Bureau Director of the Medical and Dental Bureau, rather, of the Senate, confirming the condition of Mr. Eduardo Fajarda, that he is recommended to have bed rest or to rest for 2 weeks, which began last August 20 and which shall end on September 3. Chair therefore instructs the clerk of court to issue the corresponding subpoena in the subsequent trial date on September 7, 2025 at 10 a.m. The court would also like to note and point out the manifestation yesterday of Attorney Sheila on the 5-day notice rule. When we checked the TSN, just to make sure, the 5-day notice rule applies to witnesses not mentioned in the pretrial order. In regard to witnesses mentioned in the pretrial order, it will not apply, although as the chair already stated yesterday, you still have enough time, Attorney Sheila, because I think you will be able to cross Colonel, who's the first, would you know, Attorney May, who's the first witness, if ever, that you will call a Colonel?
Colonel Boransing, Your Honor.
If at all, the cross-examination of Colonel Boransing will happen on a Monday, so you still have more than enough time to prepare for your cross of the good Colonel. Then Tuesday, then more than enough time.
Good
Yes, Attorney Sheila.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Your Honor, I would just like to return to the presiding officer's statement on the application of the 5-day ruling or schedule for the disclosure of the witness. If I may just be clarified, because as far as I recall, this 5-day ruling was a product of the proposal and counter-proposal between the prosecution and defense during the pretrial stage. In fact, when the prosecution submitted its proposal, its written proposal, the initial proposal by the prosecution was only for a 3-day prior period to disclose the witnesses. But we counter-proposed that parties be allowed at least 5 days so that each party may be given ample time to prepare for the examination of the witnesses. And so I'm partly confused, Your Honor, as to the statement that the 5-day rule only applies as to the witnesses who were not disclosed in the pretrial order.
When we checked, counsel, that was the ruling on the chair. In fact, twice. In fact, however, having said that, this situation is unique, as pointed out by the lead prosecutor yesterday, because their intended witness is unavailable because of an ailment, and that they had to fill in with a new witness who is in the pretrial order. And given the amount of time being spent on the witnesses and the interjection of judges, in any case, you will still have your 5 days, in fact, more than 5 days, Attorney Sheila, for this witness.
Yes,
and
Your-
the presiding officer will be conscious of the fact that as much as possible, the witnesses for the following week should be announced by the lead prosecutor on a Wednesday the week before,
Okay.
to afford ample time for both sides to prepare, even when it comes, when your time comes, Attorney Sheila, to
Yes,
present your
Honor.
evidence in
I
chief.
understand, Your Honor, but if I may just be allowed also to explain
Yes, ma'am.
further my concern. My concern is that if this is the new rule moving forward, that it would seem to me that there would be no more period or prior period to be observed in relation to the disclosure of witnesses for the following days or hearing dates, then that would be a concern, not only for the defense, but also for the prosecution when the time comes for the defense to present its witnesses. And so, and also, I recall that at the start of this trial, the court made it clear that, as the presiding officer had said, the parties must disclose their intended witnesses for the next week at the end of the hearing
Yes.
scheduled for the week prior. And so, even if I do not want to dispute what the presiding officer had said regarding the TSN or the records about this ruling, but just so parties are guided, may we now ask if the 5-day prior rule will still govern the proceeding moving forward?
As a rule, subsequent witnesses for the following week should be announced in open court the Wednesday of the previous week.
Okay,
So kung
okay.
sino man po yung mga testigo, sa darating na linggo, Lunes hanggang Martes, Miyerkules, dapat sabihin na sa huling araw ng paglilitis ng linggo bago yung susunod na linggo. Maliban na lang, ulitin ko, kapag may pagkakataon tulad ngayon, na medyo kakaiba naman, para hindi masayang yung oras at panahon ng husgado, kakaintay sa testigong hindi maganda ang karamdaman. So as a rule, counsel, yes, and we will make sure to afford time. And if you cannot, if you need more time, the court will be lenient in order to provide adequate time to prepare in fairness for both parties, not only the counsel for respondent.
All right,
Your
Your
Honor,
Honor, we
please.
submit with that clarification.
Thank you.
Your
Yes,
Just for purposes of
Honorable Luistro?
clarity, Your Honor.
Yes, Honorable Lisa?
Because we acknowledge that we are still adopting and maintaining the
5 days.
certain number of days required before the hearing for the succeeding week. But I understand the concern of Attorney Sheila from 5 days. Perhaps we can place it on record to change the 5-day notice rule to 4-day notice rule. That is to be consistent with Wednesday, Your Honor, as the submission of the witnesses for the succeeding week.
It's the same, counsel. Wednesday, Monday would be the 5th day, so that's still 5 days. It's not necessarily 5 days prior. Let's stick to what was originally agreed, and by way of exception, as the need arises, we will cross the bridge when we get there and still ensure that both parties will be given adequate time and will be given fair shake
Thank
to
you, Your Honor.
prepare
Just
for the witness.
one more point, Your Honor.
Yes, Attorney
Just to
Sheila?
avoid any ambiguity, may we also request a disclosure be made via email, Your Honor, so that the disclosure be received by the other party in a timely
Via
manner.
email
Thank you.
before the trial on Wednesday, because on a Wednesday, we'll hear it anyway.
We're
Attorney
okay
Sheila.
at the end of the trial day on Wednesday, Your Honor.
But we'll hear it anyway in open court.
Well, whether they do it in the morning or if they choose to do it after the hearing on Wednesday. Your
And
Honor. Thank you.
one more thing, Honorable Luistro, Chair would like to remind the prosecution to kindly submit the proposed circumstances or stipulation, facts for stipulation and documents for stipulation at least a day before the witness is set to be presented, so that the counsel for respondent we'll have ample time to review, study it, and hopefully shorten the proceedings by stipulating to it. Same ruling applies to the counsel for respondents when their time comes to present their evidence in chief.
We know the
We
instructions, Your
submit, Your
Honor.
Honor.
Thank you. What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Zubiri?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. President. Before we adjourn today's session, I'd just like to ask broad strokes, the timelines moving forward for the impeachment proceedings, because we're also entering the budget season. As a matter of fact, Monday to Wednesday, nandito na po tayo from 9 to, well, ako kasi majority leader po tayo, so I'm last to leave. So 9 to 8, nandito po ako, kasama na ibang mga kasamahan ko dito. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday is hearing of our committees. And we have only one day to have our committee hearings. And so we just like to be guided accordingly. Once the budget starts being discussed, all departments will be coming here. Thursday, Friday, Saturday siguro, abot tayo ng Saturday. So wala nang pahinga yung mga staff natin. I just want to know from the presiding officer, what is the plan? Are we going to take this all the way up to December? Because Burr months are fast approaching. I think in 2 weeks' time, Jose Marichan will be singing again in all the malls. Kidding aside, we just need to be guided accordingly for our legislative calendar as well, Mr. President, presiding
Well,
officer. Just
for the-
broad strokes, maybe from the prosecution. Do we know, are we going to finish this before the December break? Because we want to know if we're going to continue all the way till February on this topic, so that in the legislative calendar, we can also make adjustments. Meron po tayong legislative calendar that we approve both houses. So at least kami, also, if there's an impeachment calendar, then we can be guided accordingly, because the chairman of the Committee on Finance is heavily stressed out. Every time I see him, he doesn't know how we're going to have the hearings all together, Mr. President, Mr. Presiding Officer. Just some queries, administrative queries, so that we can move forward and make both the impeachment calendar and the legislative calendar work for these two proceedings, which is basically the impeachment and legislation, Mr. President.
To respond to Senator Judge Zubiri, in broad strokes, the presiding officer is optimistic and hopeful that we will complete these proceedings before the end of the year. Second, we will be having a more specific schedule for the impeachment once our chair of the Committee on Finance comes up with his calendar for the deliberation on the budget. Given that that is the most important piece of legislation that the Senate as a legislative body is supposed to pass, we have to allocate enough time for that to ensure its passage before the end of the year. Giving due consideration to the Bicameral Conference Committee as well as inputs coming from the House of Representatives through the GAB. So once that comes out, Senator Judge Zubiri, we can roughly give you a picture and idea with respect to the timeline and the schedule, and if we will shift, and if we will indeed shift, how and when. Also for the information of the parties. There be no other matters to take up and discuss. Again, tomorrow we shall have your first, the cross-examination of Mr. Ortonio. But before that, the comment of Attorney Ligutan, the ruling of the chair with respect to the August 12 manifestation of Attorney Sheila, and then redirect, recross, and intervention of the senator judges in relation to Mr. Ortonio, and if we still have enough time for the prosecution's next witness. There be no other points to take up. Trial is hereby adjourned until tomorrow, August 26 at 10 a.m.